Hello scholars, welcome back. It's Wednesday, April 22nd. Today we are actually talking about if we were to go on a field trip kind of situation. So, let's move on. So, today we're talking about these cute little buses. They're actually called mini buses, and in our situation today we're going to say that we can only fit 9 kids on one bus. So, let's say we are going on our field trip and there's actually 73 kids going to the museum. If 9 kids can travel in one minibus, so in each minibus, how many minibuses will we need? That's the problem today, so we're going to go right into our retelling. So there are 73 children going to the museum. Think about that right now in your head. If 9 kids can travel in each minibus, how many minibuses will we need? Because we actually need to order the cars to come get us. So if we don't order enough, then we're not going to have kids that can go on the field trip with us, and that's not fair. So we need to make sure that we calculate this correctly so we have enough for everyone to go on to the buses. So right now, I need you to pause the video and retell it right now. And remember, you can always go back and try it again. It does not need to be word for word. So right now, pause it and try it out. I hope you did really well. Again, you can always go back and try it again if you didn't get it the first time, and that's absolutely fine. I'm always just making you practice for when we get back to school. So now we're going to go through this so that you can actually hear and understand the problems. So right now, the first thing I want you to think about is reading the problem, then rereading the problem. Every problem we do, you read it and then you reread it because you might have missed something, or you might understand it more because you're fluently reading it the second time. So I'm going to read it the first time. Second time, I want you to pause the video and read it. Good? All right. There are 73 children going to the museum. If 9 children can travel in each minibus, how many minibuses will we need? So now pause it and reread it to yourself. Great. Now we're going to go into our cubes method, and we're going to go through the circling, underlining, boxing, and then we're going to talk about the evaluating right after our thumbs up and thumbs down question. So the first thing that we need to think about is circling the key numbers and the key units. Don't forget to circle the units. It'll help you a lot. So think about, what do we know? What does the information give you? So the first thing we know is 73 children are going to the museum. So I circled 73 and children. So right now, this is actually CGI number 17, I believe, and I really want you to go get that so you can start circling, underlining, and boxing with me because we'll be looking for this when we go back to school. So 73 children are going to the museum. 9 children can travel in each minibus. So remember that. We can't just fit all 73 kids into one bus. That is not going to fit. What is the question asking you to find? So right now, this is asking you what is the question. You're underlining the question. The question is, how many minibuses will we need? What are they asking you to do? So there are some key words that are going to help you with that today. And that first word is in each minibus. So that word each has been coming up in the last 3 problems. So I really want you to think about that word. What is it asking you to do? All right, sorry. Then we're going to go into our, where's our more or less question? Oh, I guess I put this in the wrong place, but it's fine. So it is number 17. So I really want you to get this page and really think about this question. So if there are 73 children going to the museum, if 9 children can travel in each minibus, how many minibuses will we need? The question for your up and down today is, will we need more than 73 buses or less than 73 buses? So I want you to think that more is up, less is down, and pause and tell me why, because you need to be able to explain your thinking. So right now, pause it and tell me why. You should always start with, I think we need more than 73 buses because. I think we need less than 73 buses because. All right, great job explaining, but now let's go look at this problem one more time before we solve. Okay, so let's revisit this cubes part with the C, U, and the B so that we can go over the E together and then you can do the S. So think of what we know. We know there's 73 kids and only 9 kids could go on each bus. They're asking me to find how many minibuses will we need. And how are we going to do that? By putting 9 kids on each bus. So I really want you to think about this, of how are you going to show me the buses? How many kids can go into a bus? How are you going to take those 73 kids and put them into a bus? So I really want you to go back and think about what we've done for the last couple days, and how are you going to show me that each minibus kind of question. So again, this is number 17. I want you to do your way. If you can do a vertical way, do a vertical way. If you can't do a vertical way, try to figure out something else. Make sure your number sentence and word sentence are filled out. And for your third way, you can actually leave it blank, and then you can fill it in with one of the ways that I've done that you actually felt like, oh, I can do that, I understood that, I actually liked that way. Make sure you're picking one of these 3 ways so that you can explain. And you need to be able to explain it step by step. Make sure you're thinking about what you did first, what you did second, what you did third. Kind of like when I'm showing you, I always say like, oh, I did this box, and then that showed me this. I'm doing this. This is how I counted. Make sure you have a word sentence, a number sentence, and you can actually look back on 16 and on 15 for very similar questions. I'll see you in a little bit, so get working and come back to me when you're ready to see the final answers. The first method is drawing. And this one was about 73 children, and it's only 9 kids on a bus at a time. So you need to make sure that you have 73 kids that need to go on a bus, but you only could put 9 kids on a bus at the time. So I'm going to start with one bus, and I'm going to put 9. So right now that's 9. Bus number 2. I think that's 9, add 9 more, it's 18. Bus number 3. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. That's how I'm doing it in my head. Okay, so right now I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buses, and I only have 45 kids. I have to get to 73 kids. Okay, we're super close. Oh my goodness, but I'm at 72, but we actually have 73 kids, so we can't just cut them off and go like, hey, you can't squish onto that bus, because in this bus you can only fit 9. So you actually have to put that one other child on another bus, because you can't just leave that person behind, because we don't have a bus for them, or they can't fit into the other buses. So we actually need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buses, which is a very different problem than what we usually have. And this is a person, so you can't split them in half, you can't do anything, you literally have to put that one other person on a separate bus. Which is very similar to the last 2 days, so I'm going to start off with 9 plus 9, and again, every 9 is a bus. That gets me to 18, add 9 more, which is 27, add 9 more, which is 36. We're at 36, we're trying to get to 73. So, oh, actually I should do one more here. Starting to go off my page, so I'm going to start over here. So right now I'm at 72, but we are not adding 9 more because we actually do not have 9 more children. You're actually just going to add 1 more. But you still need to put that person on the bus. So you're at 73, and your actual number sentence is 9 plus 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 1 to get to 73 people. And because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes, that means you have 9 buses. Our next one is a little different from the last two because you're technically going the other way. You know how many you have, and now you actually need to start taking away kids from this big group so that you can put them in groups of 9. So I'm actually going to take away 9. So right now I'm going to do this on this side. And then we're going to keep doing that. So right now I took away first 9, that's 1 bus of kids. This is my second bus of kids. We're trying to get down to no kids. That's my next bus. That's another bus. I'm going to move that 28 up here so I can continue. That's another bus. So right now you have 28 kids left. You still need to put 9 more on another bus. And now we're at 19. We're going to put 9 more kids on another bus. And that's 10 left. And now we take another 9. And we have 1 left. And that 1 person still needs to go on a separate bus. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So again, these are 9 buses. Alright, so now that you saw my 3 different ways and you've solved it and then you've gone through the steps, this is actually a pretty hard question if you've noticed. That there's not 1 person that's left, and we've never done a question where we just have someone left over. So I always urged you, or I showed you, that this could actually happen in a lot of different questions. So this was one of the first ones that we tried. If you didn't get it this time, it's absolutely fine. It was supposed to be a little bit of a harder question, and that's okay. I just wanted you to know that just because you have that 1 person left over does not mean you can leave that 1 person behind. You actually need to provide another bus so that that person can go. So my number sentence was 73 minus 9 minus 9 minus 9 minus 9, which was actually our last purple method, our third method of going. And our 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is actually the method that I used for our first method and our second method for the drawing and the adding up. You're just adding it all up so that you can get to your final number. Or for the first one, the 73 minus, you're just subtracting it so that you can actually get to 0 because you're putting people on buses. The word sentence that I used was 9 minibuses will be needed for the trip. Alright, great job. I will see you tomorrow. And